Hi guys, so today I want to show you guys how I made all these raindrops on this dress. So they are strategically placed. I didn't film this part, I would have filmed it. This is the slit on the side, and I just had to use this to design it. The what we're learning today is how I place all of this. So I'm going to go ahead and make like two on the camera so that you see how I did it, and I'll show you guys the finished work when I wear it to church tomorrow. Okay, first these are the beads I'm using. This is a glass bead, the smaller pieces broken into small pieces, and this is a crystal bead, and here we have a sand bead. Okay, if you look closely, you see that the initial sand beads I used here were green, so I ran out of this one, so I'm using this one that I also close in color, and I like the way it's coming out as well. So this is my needle. This needle is tiny. It's can go into sand beads, and you can buy it where they sell beads as well. Okay, so I'm just going to pick out the needle with the thread in it, and then pick one sand bead. All right, pass it through, and then make a knot to tighten the sand bead to the rope. Okay, so just make a knot. You can go ahead and cut out this part. Okay, now that I've cut this part out, I'm going to pick one of the crystal, put it down. Right now, this is the beauty of this. Now the roughness of the knots we made, just make sure you pull the crystal to cover it. See, it's covered and that place is looking neat. Okay, now the next thing I'm going to do is pick the glass beads. Now you can pack them in your hands or however you want to, and then just pass it through. I'm just going to go ahead and pass it through, and I'm going to try and make it the length of one of this, the length. Okay, so I'm just going to let me go ahead and pick as many as possible. As you are picking it, you are pulling it down to meet this one. Okay, it's coming together, so the more you pick it, you just keep pulling it down until you get the length you desire. Okay, so I have the length here. You can go ahead and measure it with one of them to be sure. Right now, you will now go ahead and place it depending on how you intend the design you are creating. Now if you look at the back, I'm trying to create the raindrops from the back like so. I'm trying to come down like so, give it effect, because this part is where you are going to be able to sit on. You don't want to sit on the glass beads, it might hurt you. So I'm just bringing it down. Like if you see the design I'm giving it is coming down like so, I'm just going to come somewhere around here and place one because I want it to be balanced, right? So somewhere around here it's okay, or here. Okay, so now to do that, you just pick the place where you want to put the beads, right? Because I'm trying to create this, make it look like it's coming down, so this place will be okay for me, right? So I'm just going to go ahead and pick out the beads, the space there. Pick the fabric. I'm picking it with the lining inside, but because I'm making very small hole inside, it is not so obvious. Okay, so I'm just going to pick it out and then pull. You can see this. Now I'm going to gently tie this around this place, and you will try as much as possible to make the knots very as invisible as possible. Okay, so you try to make it as invisible as possible. As you're tying it, you're putting it under. See, so when you are done, you can tie this as many times as possible as well, just to secure it. So I like to go over like 3 times, and then I'll cut out the thread, and we will have a raindrop. Okay, so this one is ready, it's secured. I can go ahead and cut it out. Okay, now I'm going to do one more to show us. See, so I'm going to do one more to show us, and this one is probably going to come in over here. So let's go ahead and do one more. So like I said, you need your thread like so, and just pick one sand bead, make a knot, cut out the excess, pick one of the crystal beads and pass it through. You can pull it down to cover the knots you've made, like so. It's secured. Now you're going to pick all the glass beads, and you're going to use these glass beads to fill up the thread until you get the length you desire. So as you do it, you just gently pull it down. Okay, now that I've gotten the length I want, now is to decide where you want to put this. Okay, so I want to put it here, and I want to make sure it's not holding the sewing allowance inside. So you can pass your hand under to do it, to be sure it is not going to be holding the sewing allowance inside. You want to make sure you are only holding the this part of the dress. So here I'm going to just pick very little, like so. Pull it down. Now I'm going to go ahead and make the knots around that place, making sure that the knot is not too obvious. And now I can cut it out because I feel it is now secured, and this is it. So I hope you guys like this.